We apologize once again for the technical difficulties. It's opening day. We're trying to be able to get the situation set, but we are back here at Muzzy Field. Dylan Faircloth was hit by a fastball inside. He is on first. McHale's on second with a double. And Dave Matthews, number 20, the first baseman, is at the plate. First pitch inside, called a strike.
Yeah, Rouse just lost that fastball inside, but he's really going to have to bear down here, get a ground ball, maybe get out of this inning. He's in a little bit of hot water. See how he responds to the adversity early on.
Matthews comes into this game with a .250 average, 1 home run, and 2 RBIs. The 1-0. Inside, 1-1, and so far, Rouse, the command is iffy right now. Not being able to spot the fastball.
Yeah, and he's going to have to rely on that fastball, especially if you can't reliably throw your off-speed stuff 4 strikes. You're going to have to locate that fastball, and if he doesn't, he's going to have some trouble. Still early here, though.
Rouse comes to the set. The 1-1. Swing and a miss by Matthews, 1-2. And that's a good point, though, about the off-speed stuff. He's thrown more strikes with the slider than he has with his fastball.
And I think that might have been a changeup right there that was swung over. And I think if he can locate that pitch down and in for Matthews, that might be a tough pitch for him to hit. Could be dangerous, though. Lefties like that low and inside spot.
1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. The 1-2. That might have been the changeup. Probably held and maybe choked it a little bit. 2-2.
Yeah, he's really pounded Matthews inside. Wonder if the coaching staff saw something last night from that game, trying to carry it over and hammer Matthews inside, get him to maybe choke in on the bat and get a little dribbler.
McHale at second, Faircloth at first. The 2-2. Foul back off the screen. We'll do it again. Sun starting to peek around. The chance of rain about 7 to 8 o'clock. Other than that, though, it's nice to see at least a little bit of sun be able to peek through the clouds, which was a very inauspicious day for the most part.
Yeah, we don't need to talk about the rain. It's all sunshine and good thoughts right now.
Rouse staring down second. Delivers. 3-2.
Rouse definitely struggling with command early.
And Bauman really working behind the plate. Now he's going to go out and talk with his young pitcher, the righty, Justin Rouse.
Again, we talked about it. Rouse just hasn't really been in this kind of atmosphere. He's only pitching inter-squad scrimmages where pretty much it's just the guys on your team and maybe some coaches around, but really no other spectators. And stands are starting to fill up for this home opener in Bristol. See if Rouse can bounce back here. Big 3-2 pitch.
I would anticipate the runners to be going on the pitch. McHale at second with the double. And then the hit by pitch to Faircloth. He's on first. On deck is Alexander White. The 3-2. Foul back runners were going. We'll do it once again.
You do like to see Rouse challenging these Pittsfield hitters with a fastball so far. Obviously lost a fastball inside. Not hit a batter. But he's really going after these Pittsfield hitters, and that's what he's going to have to do if he's got guys in 2-ball, 3-ball counts so far.
Sagan pulling behind McHale at short, or rather at second. The 3-2 pitch. Line over the head of the second baseman, Osberg, and it's going to get into center field. 1 run will score. Faircloth will get to third. I got to give that a hit on that one. That's definitely not an error.
Yeah, that was a tough play for Osberg, and it seemed like it took a bit of a funky bounce after it might have hit the lip. Osberg was ranging to his right. Tough play up the middle, but it bounced over Osberg's head, and it was well hit from Matthews. Nonetheless, an RBI, and Pittsfield out to an early 1-0 lead here. Still some trouble brewing here for Rouse.
As you said, that's an RBI, hit the 3rd RBI of the season for Dave Matthews. He's on first. Faircloth at third. Suns up 1-0. Alexander White at the plate. Right-handed hitter. Rouse trying to be able to find his command. Strike with the slider. And see, that slider's been his one go-to pitch. The fastball has not been there.
He just hasn't really been in a position to throw that slider, though, Chris. He's been behind in counts, and I don't know if you trust that off speed that much to throw it when you absolutely need a strike.
The 0-1. Slowly hit to the shortstop. Sagan for 1. Osberg for the other. Double play. 6-4-3 double play. Blues get out of it. Suns strand runners on first and third, but the Blues give up 1 run here in the top of the first. 1-0's your score from Muzzy Field. We're heading to the bottom of the first. Back here at Muzzy Field, 1-0's your score. The Suns are up over the Blues, and it wasn't the typical one-run RBI single that you would think, as it was a ball hit off the lip of the grass, went in and over the head of the second baseman, Osberg. And that's what's given the Suns a 1-0 lead as we are here in the bottom of the first. AJ, why don't you give the defense for the Suns?
Well, behind the dish for the Suns is going to be Josh Gurnak. He's from Scotland, Connecticut, out of the University of Albany. And then at first base, we have Dave Matthews out of Newtown, Connecticut. He's a Central Connecticut State Blue Devil. And then second base, we have Jack Kolomovich. He's out of South Carolina College of Charleston. And then at shortstop, you have Brian McHale. Third base, you saw him in the first inning. He was on base, and that was Dylan Faircloth out of Cleveland, Texas.
First pitch to Osberg. Low call to strike, 0-1.
And in right field, you got Vicente Mendoza out of Norwood, Mass.
Pitch high, 1-1.
Center field, Chad Shade. And then closing things out in left field, Alexander White.
1-1 low, 2-1.
Ian Osberg leading off for the Blues, and he had a gargantuan night last night at the dish. 5 for 5, 5 singles, scored 3 runs. Heck of a night for the Quinnipiac freshman.
The 2-1. Foul back, 2-2. And you don't see that often, especially in today's game. 5 singles. Typically, there's a strikeout or 2 in there at least.
I mean, you see Osberg, he's not the biggest guy out there, so he's going to have to grind for those slapstick singles.
The 2-2. Inside kind of brushed back Osberg a tad, 3-2.
And that's what he displayed last night. Osberg's just got a great demeanor in the batter's box. Very patient. He just waits for the pitcher to make a mistake, and then he jumps all over it.
Suns come in 1-1. Bristol Blues 2-0. Ball fouled towards the right field line. Still 3-2. Osberg comes in with a .750 average. We talked about 5 hits against this Pittsfield Suns team before, and you wonder if maybe Osberg has their number.
You would think so. I mean, first game for the Blues coming in here and absolutely tearing apart the Suns. You know he's on their radar now. They've definitely got a game plan for how to pitch him.
Full count pitch. See Osberg continuing the fight, fouls back as many pitches as he can, because that not only helps him because he might get a pitch to hit, but if it's too far out of the strike zone, he could take, and he gets his walk.
That's exactly what you want out of a leadoff guy. Get the starting pitcher to throw a lot of pitches.
And there's another foul ball, and I'm sure Freeney is probably not too pleased with this at bat.
I mean, Freeney's probably going through his entire arsenal right now. Heavy dose of fastballs, but you have to think he's going to throw something at some point, and everyone on the Blues dugout is going to take note of that.
Full count pitch. Another foul ball. And the fight continues. A classic pitcher's battle between pitcher and hitter.
Osberg definitely digging deep right here. And if nothing else, just wearing out Freeney to start this game.
Freeney takes a breath. Shakes for the pitch he wants. Full count. Lined into center. And Osberg, he definitely earned that single.
Osberg now 6 for his last 6 with 6 singles. That's what we like to call efficiency there, folks. And just a heck of an at-bat from Osberg, and he wins the battle. And that's what you want out of your leadoff man. Take a lot of pitches, see a lot of pitches, and get on base. That's exactly what the Blues want. They want to score and answer the one run put up by Pittsfield in the first.
Now bring up the third baseman, Alex Laparco. First pitch is low, 1-0. Alex was the CCC Player of the Year for Western New England, and so far he's been struggling a tad. Does not have an average, does have 2 RBIs, but it's early in the season. I have faith that he'll pick it up.
Yeah, definitely early. He batted .382 for the Golden Bears, so you think he's going to turn things around here for the Blues.
1-0 is high, 2-0.
Western New England, part of the Commonwealth Coast Conference. They were their conference champions. Lots of local guys, and they were able to win this year.
2-0 is way outside, 3-0, and we're seeing a little bit of command issues both with Rouse and Freeney.
Yeah, Gurnak going out to talk to Freeney right now. Settle him down a little bit. 3-0 here. Laparco, definitely a dangerous hitter. Might not want to give in to him right here, but you got to find the strike zone if you're Freeney.
And isn't that something? The Suns actually have bullpen action. It is a lefty. So that goes to show the type of maybe confidence that the Suns manager has with his righty. 4-pitch walk. Laparco is going to be on first and second with nobody out.
Can't be the best feeling in the world when you're only on your second batter of the game and you look down the bullpen, there's already somebody getting loose.
That's going to bring up Richard Brereton, 125 average with 5 strikeouts. He's another guy, hit over 300 in college, still trying to be able to find his groove. And as we talked about in the pregame, there's a big difference between metal and wooden bats.
Yeah, Brereton, actually, he's a jack of all trades.
And it looks like Freeney balked.
Wow.
Didn't see exactly what he did, but now the runners have it.
Neighboring here early, and the Blues can't ask for a better situation.
Freeney going from the windup. 1-1. Ball gets away. Gurnak has to get to it. Flips it over to Freeney. He didn't get there in time. 1 run scores. It is tied 1-1. Osberg scores on the wild pitch.
Freeney really struggling right now. You got to think he's feeling it, especially you got someone going in the bullpen. He's just not able to compose himself and get things together on the mound. Still early here, but he's got to find the strike zone if he wants to make anything happen right now.
On that wild pitch, Laparco gets to third. And you can see maybe why Gedman was warming up the bullpen quickly. With Freeney struggling. And that's going to get lined into right field for a base hit. Laparco will stay on first. That's an RBI single for Brereton. 2-1. Blues are up.
Yeah, great piece of hitting there from Brereton. Not trying to do too much with that pitch. It was an outside fastball, and he just took it the other way, not putting too much on it. And that'll absolutely get the job done for the Blues as they reclaim the lead.
Now bring up Connor Nolan, the center fielder. He made a couple nice plays against the Suns in Pittsfield.
Absolutely. Top of the first.
First pitch down the middle.
Sosa in a bit of a jam, and man on second, 2 outs, and Dave Matthews came up in the 4th spot and hit an absolute bomb into the right center field. But Connor Nolan able to get on his horse, track that one down, made a diving play to save a run.
0-1 to the right side. Shub Kolomovic gets it over to 1. That's Mikhail who was covering the bag. They only get 1 on the play, but that is the lead runner. First out here in the bottom of the first. So it's almost in a way that Nolan switches places with Brereton on first. goes down as a fielder's choice in the book.
That's exactly what you wanted from Freeney, just to...
The 1-0. Foul back, 1-1.
Bauman getting the night off last night after he was in the opener. He went 2 for 4 in that one against Worcester. He was 4 for 23 in just 13 appearances with Bucknell this past spring. The sophomore. Not getting a lot of burn, but he's been good so far for the Blues.
1-1. Hit off the hands, right back to Kolomovic. McHale for 1. Over for 2. Doesn't get it. Again, another fielder's choice. Peyton actually went to my alma mater, Sacred Heart High School in Waterbury, Connecticut, was a standout stud, and now goes to Central, where he's both doing pitching and hitting.
Yeah, dual threat, Stevens.
0-1 to the left side. McHale hesitates, not going to get there.
Yeah, Stevens can just flat out